It was a sentimental ballad, popularised in the music halls. It was often sung by my father Joe, who was born in County Laois, grew up in County Tyrone and died in Belfast in 1981. About Katie Farrell, a blind girl from a village in northwest Cork. Joe Dunphy called it the Pride of Liscarroll. Back in 1980, I recorded Joe singing the ballad on an old reel-to-reel tape machine. And after all these years, I still cherish that recording, including the part in which he says that he learned the words and melody from his mother, Kate Nee O'Neill, who was great for the music.
And she, poor girl, struck blind. So I remember learning that song from the mother years ago, for she was a great singer and she used to learn these songs out of papers and books. She learned the air and all herself and she used to sing it, and that's where I got it.
Back in 2015, researchers in Germany discovered some rare recordings of prisoners of war singing a variety of folk songs, including a recording of an Irish fusilier called John McCrory singing the Pride of Liscarroll. John McCrory, a former shoemaker, was born in 1881 on the Falls Road in Belfast. He was captured in France in August 1914 and was interned in a German prisoner of war camp at Gießen. The recording was in fact made in Gießen on the 19th of September 1917 by William Durgan. Let's have a listen to John McCrory.
In my native home, Liscarroll, there lives a Callion who is blind, and her name is Katie Farrell, to her the neighbours at all time. See her knit beside her mother, you never think her sight was gone, and with Barney her young brother, she milks the cows at early dawn. Be the pride of Liscarroll, is sweet Katie Farrell. Cheeks red as roses, she's as white as pearl, and the neighbours all pity, they call in so pretty, and oh, how we all love the blind Irish girl.
Evidently, this old traditional song from County Cork was also popular in Ulster. But was it traditional? And was it from Cork? I soon discovered that no was the answer to both questions. Katie Farrell was written by this man, Robert Donnelly, who could rightly be described as a prolific songwriter of nostalgic songs and an exceptionally bad businessman. There is some doubt regarding his place of birth, but it seems that Robert Donnelly was the son of Irish parents and was born about 1861, possibly in London. We know for certain, however, that the total extent of his formal education amounted to just 2 weeks in a primary school, not uncommon in those days. At the age of 9, he began work as a message boy for a firm of London booksellers. And when aged 12, he started writing songs and selling them for a penny each on the streets of London. Incredibly, he had his first song published at the tender age of 15. Wily publishers clearly saw a market for this young man's sentimental ballads. believing that if they could tug at the heartstrings, they could also tug at the purse strings. Unaware that it was destined to become popular throughout Britain and Ireland, Robert Donnelly sold Katie Farrell for the grand sum of £2. Indeed, he sold the rights to most of his songs for between £2 and £5. Published as The Blind Irish Girl at the beginning of 1895 by Francis Day and Hunter, The Blind Irish Girl sold hundreds of thousands of copies. Within a year, it was being sung at concert venues all over Ireland, including Omagh and in Castlederg, the latter town being within walking distance of Kate O'Neill's home. Such was its success, Donnelly was asked to adapt the lyrics in order to make it appeal to industrial workers during the First World War. Consequently, The Blind Irish Girl became The Blind Factory Girl. In the summer of 1933, a reporter for the Daily Herald set out in search of the elusive balladeer Robert Donnelly. He found the ageing Donnelly and his wife Margaret, a former music hall actress, living in a tenement basement just off the Walsworth Road in southeast London. The couple's combined pensions at that time amounted to 20 shillings per week, 17 of which went on rent. Margaret was trying to supplement their paltry pensions by cleaning houses in the locality. The 6th of June 1933, Bob told the reporter, marks our golden wedding anniversary. Reflecting back on his career, he said that he had written about 2,000 songs and had received letters of congratulations from King Edward and from Lloyd George. I'm 30 years behind the times, he said, because all of my songs are about family life. In 1938, the impoverished couple were living at another address in southeast London, a tenement in Waterloo Square, Camberwell. They had accepted an invitation to attend the BBC's Golden Wedding Party on the 28th of September, but Robert had to cancel owing to the death of his wife a few days before the event. I never had a business instinct, he remarked, and money never meant anything to Margaret and to me. Bob and Margaret Donnelly had a long life together, and if Joe Dunphy were around today, he would probably say of them both that they were great for the music. And so ends the story of proud Katie Farrell, otherwise known as the Pride of Liscarroll, otherwise known as the Blind Irish Girl or the Blind Factory Girl. In my native home, Liscarroll, lives a colleen who is blind, and her name is Katie Farrell. To her the neighbours all are kind, to see her knit beside her mother, you ne'er would think her sight was gone. And with Barney, her young brother, she milks the cows at early dawn. She's the pride of Liscarroll, is sweet Katie Farrell, with cheeks as the roses and teeth as white as pearl, and the neighbours all pity this colleen so pretty. And oh, how we all love this blind Irish girl. Years ago, when she was courting her young sweetheart, Ned Malloy, one night they both out were walking, with hearts like children full of joy. A storm came on, and Kate got frightened. She seized the arm of sweetheart Ned, when both of them were struck by lightning. They found her blind, and he was dead. She's the pride of Liscarroll, his sweet Katie Farrell, with cheeks as the roses and teeth as white as pearl. And the neighbours all pity this colleen so pretty. And oh, how we all love this blind Irish girl.